Hey y'all, what's up? This is Jason. We got us a Camaro video here. This old beat up thing. If you follow along my videos, you'll know that I've been talking about having trouble getting this car cranked for a while. Sometimes it may take multiple tries. Sometimes I can hit and it'll just fire right up. Yesterday, I cranked it up in the morning. Took about 5 tries to get it to crank, and then it just sounded a little bit different. Backed it up, drove it out the driveway, and it was just very, very weak. Very weak going down the road. My daughter was like, hey, you better make a commitment quick before you get too far away to walk home. Hey, you're never too far away to walk home, right? And so I turned around, came back home, and we hopped in the Impala and got out of here. Hey, only 2 minutes late for work. Not bad, huh? So since it's an intermittent thing, I cannot guarantee that if I put this key in there and crank it up that it will or won't crank or attempt to crank. So I've got new thoughts on what if it's the ignition control module. So what I'm thinking about doing is, hopefully I can do it without taking the distributor out, but I was going to crank on it a couple of times just to show you what it's doing, if the car will act bad for me. And then we'll look at trying to get the ignition control module out of here and take it to O'Reilly's and get it tested. How about that? Is that good enough? Is that a good enough start for this video? Let's see if she will crank. All right, there's no extra load or anything. There's got my AC off. These are the right keys. See that it's so, I can't stand it. Let's see, it feels pitiful. It's almost like it's got a misfire. I bet this car will drive down the road perfectly fine now. Let's try the other key. That would be funny. Things that if it's cranking, is it going to test bad? I don't know. I may replace it anyway. Go get them to test it. I don't know. We'll see. It just doesn't make any sense, because sometimes it takes like 4 or 5 times to get it to crank, and sometimes it cranks right up first try. So what I'm going to do to get down to the ignition control module is I'm going to pull this loose, and then I'm going to take, I think it's only got 2 screws on this cap on. You can see one right there. I may have to unplug this, move it out of the way. A little vacuum line. There's at least one screw there, and there's one on the other side. And the ignition control module is over here on this side of the distributor cap that's flat. It might be interesting to see what we find when we look inside the distributor cap. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to get down to that module and see if we can get it tested. I would tell you what this is, but this is like some super El Cheapo Harbor Freight socket that it fits. So we'll get that taken out. It wasn't very tight on one side. As you can tell, I didn't even have a socket wrench on it. Y'all, neither screw is tight. So, wow, that could be a serious problem. I don't have a socket wrench on this. I did this one by hand, and this one was just, once I got this one loose, that's what I got. I mean, that's a serious problem to start with. I'll look at it and see what condition it is. I may even go to the effort to take that part off and get it tested, but being that the cap is loose, we'll see. Okay, I already took those two screws out. Because that would be an easy lose. It came out of here and came out of the opposite side. So, without a light, I can't really see what's going on in here. It just looks dark. And that's all we got here. So hopefully we should be able to easily get to this ignition control module. I'm not sure how it's attached. Looks like a Phillips screw. Maybe I'm having a little trouble with it focusing. There we go, Phillips head screw. Should be able to easily unplug that and take it and have it tested, I hope. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug those two connectors from the ECM, and then I will unscrew it. You could think about that two different ways. I could unscrew it, and then we know it wouldn't fall down in there if it's connected to the connectors. So, I mean, you have your options. I don't know how the, that's called an ECM? It's an ICM, Ignition Control Module. I don't know how it is connected to the distributor. So I unplugged the two connectors. They were easy. I just lifted them up with my thumb and pulled them straight out. Okay, so that was easy. Now we will remove the screws from the ignition control module. Okay, this is the first screw out of the ECM. Put this somewhere safe. I'm just using the short screwdriver to try and get it out. Need to find me somewhere better than right here. I'd hate for a screw to fall through the hole. So this is one of those kind of things that as soon as I got it broke loose, I went ahead and finished taking out the screw the rest of the way with my fingers. So as you can tell, I've done the one on the left hand side, and now I'm working along the right hand side. And just loosen it up with my fingers, I'll be able to pull it out the rest of the way. So it's still attached to something down in there. Hopefully I can get this done without pulling the distributor out, because I'm not real good at setting timing. There appears to be another clip right there. Hopefully I can get that out without removing this. Okay, so I did it. So, wow. No wonder I was able to get it out. The clip's only gonna be on the right hand side. So I was able to take this screwdriver and stick it underneath the side and prise it up so I could get this out. So I'm gonna take it to AutoZone and have it tested, okay? We'll see what the results are. And if you want to know, that's what it looks like without the ECM on it. And there is the clip that was attached to the ECM. So over on this side, on the far right side, I stuck a little screwdriver up, prized it up, and also I stuck the screwdriver in between here and kind of prized it off there. I wasn't even showing. Stuck the screwdriver underneath here and kind of prized it off. So guess what? It was bad. Failed the test. So I got a standard ignition with a lifetime warranty for like $59.99. Let's go put it on. Y'all, I don't mind spending money if it's fixing problems, but you know, if you're just guesswork. So here's the part number. Whoa, blow me down. It's actually made in USA. LX340. It's a standard ignition. He said they had a house brand, which I guess was their brand, and they had a step better, which I told him I wanted the step better, and I think they were like $10 different. And like I said, it was $59.99 with a little sales tax, limited lifetime warranty. Here we are with the part number, and we are at O'Reilly's Auto Parts. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get home and let's get the part on. Okay, so we got the standard ignition part. There's the part number, and here is the part. Nice and pretty. Here's some dielectric grease to put on the bottom because these things get really hot, and this, according to the testing, is a piece of junk. A friend of mine at work was suggesting over a year ago that I take this off and have it tested, and I never would do it. Well, I guess I finally got desperate. I finally listened to him, and I should have listened to him anyway because he's pretty not, wow, that looks like garbage. Whatever. Isn't it funny? It's supposed to be a better part, but that looks like crap. What kind of garbage is that? Whatever, as long as it holds in place, right? Let's get this on the car. I can't stand seeing stuff like that and getting annoyed with it. Just poor manufacturing. And this is supposed to be made in the USA. Can't we do better than that, y'all? Do better. I got distracted by my story after seeing the poor manufacturing. But so the story was, he told me over a year ago to have it checked, and I didn't because he said it sounded like what his boat was doing. Because like yesterday, I cranked it multiple times, like maybe 5 times, and it never would crank. And then finally, on like the 6th try, it cranked. And then you were watching the video. You sat there and watched me. I cranked it time after time and time, and it cranked every time. And that's just the way it is sometimes. Sometimes it fires right up, and sometimes it won't crank at all. So let's get this dielectric grease on here. We'll give it a little cut and put it on there, and let's get it back on the car. It's not much. I'm gonna put more on there. Okay, I've had this forever. So first step, we're gonna put it on there, and we are going to plug it up to that little plug that attached it here. Okay, over here on this side. That may be a challenge, but we're gonna get it done. Okay, I got it snapped in place. Now I gotta find some screw holes. Hopefully everything will line up good. So I've already got one in. Put it in there and just finger tightened it. And I wish I could show you putting these in. But by the time I get my hands in the way, see, it goes in that hole right there. And I just felt around until I could find the hole. And I'm going to screw these finger tight best I can before I put the screwdriver on it. This one's kind of slick due to dielectric grease, but hopefully I'll have it tightened down in just a minute. We got the head of both screws there, you can see them. Okay, so I've got both screws screwed in, and I'm going to plug these back up, okay? So I don't think you need to see me on video plugging these up, because I've got to figure out which one is which anyway. All right, I only see one. See if I can find the other one. If it hadn't fallen down in there somewhere. Well, I'm running low on battery, so let me see if I can find this. I had to go recharge. I didn't get much, but okay. I finally found the other plug. It was laying down in there, so I got them both plugged up. Now I got to put the distributor cap back on. Get this thing lined up just right, and get some screws in it and plug this this vacuum line back up. Okay, I've got one in place over on this side. I'm gonna screw it in, and most of the way, I'm gonna tighten it down all the way, and then I'm gonna put the screw in this side. You see, that one's still missing. Okay, I couldn't squeeze my fingers down in there to get the screw in, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the screw in place. Normally these will have like a little washer or something on the back side of here to help keep it in place in the plastic, but this doesn't seem to. So I've got to put both of them in the distributor cap and then slip it down. That was a real pain to find the holes in the aluminum in the distributor to get it to match up right, but I finally found it. And let's put this back up. Let's go under here. I didn't unhook the battery. Like most everybody always tells you to unhook the battery about doing things. There's only been one time that I know of that really regretted not unhooking the battery. And that was when I was messing with the alternator. You can see right there where I think it was right there. I don't know, somewhere I touched a wrench to it and it arced. Well, as far as I know, that's right. Let's see if it cranks. Moment of truth. Are you ready? It's about the same. But will it crank every time? Now, cranking every time is going to be a different story. That's something we're going to have to see over the course of several days. I have had this thing barely crank on me. You know, it's acting like it's not getting enough fuel, like it'll pop up, and then it'll finally die. Drive. See what it does. It's got no white smoke. It usually has white smoke. At least it does in the morning sometimes. I've seen that could be one of the symptoms. All right. Obviously, I'm not going to drive with the phone in my hand, so I'll let you know how it goes. When I put it in reverse, I thought about something. Like sometimes at my mom's, I'll have a really hard time cranking it up. It's kind of weird. It's like a jinx at my mom's house. And then I'll put it in reverse, and it'll die. I'll try it again, crank it, put it in reverse, and it'll die. It's like it gets too much of a load on the engine and it dies. So whenever I left the house a while ago, this is the same thing it did the other day. Just act like I wanted to go all the way to 3,000 RPM before it wanted to change gears. And it was really weird. Just not changing gears good at all. This transmission probably has only 50,000 miles on it, along with its engine. They rebuilt my original transmission. So what it was, I had trouble cranking it the other day, maybe about 5 tries. Then I went to get out on the road. It was just, like I say, it was driving terrible. So at that time. I was going from about the same speed. I was going from a stop. I did get up to 3,000 RPM, which is not normal for changing gears in this car. See, I feel like I've got my foot like really buried in it. Finally decided I want to pick up. Do you know what this car really needs? It needs an LS swap. That's what it needs. But I don't think it's going to get it anytime soon. I got way too many other priorities and way too many other ways to get to work right now. But at least we can maybe get the car cranking every day. That'd be nice. So that was our little drive home, and I want to thank you for tuning into this video. If you've never seen an ignition control module get changed in 91 Camaro RS with 3.1, or probably the same with a 2.8, and this is what you get. So we'll see if it cranks better. I'll definitely let you know. Stay tuned to my channel, and I don't know what's up with the changing gears. Maybe that could be some computer program. I swear my wife has a sensor or something that's attuned to me making videos. But anyway, back home. Thanks for riding with me. If you stayed this long with the video. And so we just changed the ignition control module. We took it to O'Reilly's and had the original tested. No idea what brand the original was, but we put a standard ignition in there. It's about $60, and it said it had a lifetime warranty. So who knows why we're changing gears funny. We'll see. We'll check some transmission fluid or something like that. How about that? All right, let me go inside, see if I can help my wife with something. And y'all, thanks for watching this video. Y'all have a good day. Later.